So I had to stay down there for rights and a few other things with a couple of artists, but it was really kind of a God moment. Monday night I had Tristan Bushman over, and I take my camper down there when I go down there every month from Indiana to write with artists. And so Tristan Bushman was over, and we were writing a song, and this lady pulls up on a golf cart. Anybody that does any camping, you know, somebody pulls up on a golf cart, you're either in trouble or they want to talk forever. So this lady goes, "Hey, you sing songs?" And I said, "Yep." And she's like, "Hey, that sounded really good." She goes, "But I've never heard it before." And I said, "That's because we literally just wrote it." And she's like, "Okay." So we started making connections, and she knows Tim Atwood, who plays at the Opry. So we started making connections and others, and she's like, "What are you doing tomorrow night?" And I said, "Well, I got to write in the afternoon. I got a songwriter round down on 2nd and Lindsay." I said, "What time?" She goes, like 9:30. And I'm like, "I'm free." And she's like, "You want 2 tickets to the Opry?" And I'm like,
what?
"Sure, yeah." And I said, "Well, what's the show? What's the show, right? You know, because I mean, you get, you know, it's a variety of acts that come through there, right?" And she goes, "I have no idea who's playing, but I think they're doing something for John Pardi." I'm like, "Oh, cool, I'm in." So I do my round, come back from camper, drop my stuff off, and I go over to the Opry. And I walk in, and there's this poster, and it's like inductee into the Opry. It was John Pardi's night.
Oh,
so it was sad because he was sick, but there was no way he was going to cancel it. But some of my songwriting heroes are Rhett Akins and Dean Dillon. Rhett Akins, you may know him. His son is Thomas Rhett. He had some big hits back in the 90s, like That Ain't My Truck. So anyway, he was the first artist I ever met back in the 90s, and got me into this. And then Dean Dillon, you know, he's like 60 number ones, 40 of them were George Strait, right? So I was like, you know, just so darn happy to be there. And Chase Rice was there. Of course, I opened for Chase. So I'm like, "Dude, let me back there." And he hit me back the next day. He's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." I'm like, "You're terrible." And then I go to my men's group the next morning, and Billy Montana, one of the songwriters, he's like, "Oh, Trace." He's like, he goes, "Were you there?" I said, "Yeah, I was in the cheap seats." He goes, where were you?" He goes, "I was in the back." I'm like, "You guys stink." So anyway, it's just really cool. We got to stand on that stage 2 nights before, and so I'll probably give you a John Pardi song. It was a long intro, sorry. I was just hanging out some little West Coast town, found a bar out by the sand, so I made my way in. First thing that caught my eye, like nothing I'd ever seen, sunburned auburn hair, a California dream. Yeah, she shaking them hips, some little town song. I couldn't say a thing, so I sang along. She was a heartache on the dance floor, heartache on the dance floor. She's moving through my mind, moving through my mind. I don't know your name, I got to see you again. You're wandering, 'cause I'm just wondering where you at, where she at tonight, where she at, where she at, where she at tonight. Oh, oh, yeah. So I just hung around this sleepy West Coast town. I stop by every night, I say the closing time. I love mystery, that girl's can be. So I put on her song just to sing along. She was a heartache on the dance floor, heartache on the dance floor. She's moving through my mind, moving through my mind. I got no name, I got to see her again. She's wandering, 'cause I'm just wondering where she at, where she at, where she at tonight, where she at, where she at, where she at tonight. She's got me mesmerized, she's all I'm thinking about, all I'm thinking about, thinking about, thinking about. So I'm right here right now, humming this little song. If I could say a thing, I want you to sing along. You were a heartache on the dance floor.
Heartache on the dance floor.
Yeah, moving through